Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, I am Shafqa Shahidul Chandabaloj, lecturer in Department of Basic Science and Related Studies, Mehran University of Engineering and Technology, Jamshoro. In this series, we are going to discuss the subject linear algebra and analytical geometry. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, this is lecture number 7 of the series Linear Algebra and Analytical Geometry. And the topic of this lecture is inverse of a matrix by elementary row operation. But before going to this topic, let us see what we have discussed in our previous lectures. So we have covered the elementary row operation and we know how to use these operations on the matrices, on the rows of the matrix. Secondly, we have covered the echelon and reduced echelon matrix and we know how to use elementary row operation to find the echelon or reduced echelon matrix. On the third, we have also covered the rank of a matrix by elementary row operations. So now in this lecture we will discuss how to find out the inverse of a matrix by elementary row operation. Before going to this, what is the inverse of the matrix? Now suppose A be any number, then we know that the added inverse of this number is a number minus A. When you add this number into this number A, and so you will get additive identity, that is 0. Similarly, the multiplicative inverse of this number is 1 upon A. When you multiply this with the A, you will get a multiplicative identity that is equals to 1. Now that is in the case of numbers. Now what about in the case of the matrices? Now suppose we have a matrix A, then we say that B is another matrix such that we add this matrix B and A of the same orders, then you will get a null matrix of the same order. Then we say that B is additive inverse of A and we say B is equals to minus A. Now similarly, what is the inverse of the matrix or multiplicative inverse of the matrix? Suppose that we have a matrix A, when you multiply this with a matrix B and such that we get the identity matrix of the same order, that of the A and B, or if you write this product in the reverse order, say B into A, again we get the same matrix, identity matrix of the same order, or that is of B and A. Then we say that B is multiplicative inverse of the matrix A, and hence we write this as B is equals to A inverse, A power minus 1. So now let us define the formal definition of what is inverse of a matrix. So let us see what is definition of inverse of a matrix. If A and B are two square matrices of the same order, and the product AB is equals to the identity matrix, and that is also equals to the B into A, then the matrices A and B are called the multiplicative inverse of each other. Now the notations can be used here. We can denote the A is equals to B inverse because the product is equals to the identity matrix, and we can also denote B is equals to A inverse. So both are inverse of each other. Now you must remember few points about the inverse of the matrices. The first is that only square matrices may have multiplicative inverse. So this means that if the matrix is not a square matrix, then there will be no multiplicative inverse. Secondly is that in the first point, it is not necessary that every square matrix have multiplicative inverse. Now second thing is that the inverse A inverse, it is just used as the symbol or notation for finding the multiplicative inverse. That does not mean that that is equals to 1 upon A or I upon A, because we cannot divide a matrix by another matrix. Now thirdly, the order of the multiplicative inverse of A, if it exists, will be same as that of the order of the matrix A. So these are few points you must remember these points. Now let us move further, but before moving further about the inverse of the matrix by elementary row operation, so I request you to kindly subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed, and also share the videos to your friends. So let us see more about the inverse of the matrix. Now question is how to find out the inverse of a matrix. Now the question is how to find out the inverse of a matrix by elementary row operation. That is the most important question in the linear algebra. So the answer is simply we have to follow two steps. The first step is that transform the given matrix, the given square matrix A into the identity matrix of the same order I by applying the sequence of elementary row operation. Let's denote by EK, E sub k, and then apply the same sequence of E sub k, the elementary row operations, to the identity matrix of same order to find or transform the identity matrix into the inverse of the matrix A. So these are the two-step procedure. So now let us see the examples and know how to find out the inverse of the matrix by elementary row operation. So here we have the examples. Find the inverse of the following matrices by elementary row operations. The first matrix is A. The elements are 1, 0, 3. 2, 4, 1, 1, 3, 0. The second matrix is a complex matrix having the elements or entries are iota, minus 1, 2 iota, 2, 0, 2, minus 1, 0, 1. So let us start with the first matrix A to find its inverse. This is the given matrix A having the element 1, 0, 3, and then 2, 4, 1, 1, 3, 0. Now notice that these two matrices are of the order 3. So there will be an identity matrix of order 3 which I am writing here. This means that we have to transform these matrices A and B into the identity matrix by applying the elementary row operation. So this is our format, that we have to change this matrix A into this identity matrix. So now first we shall apply the elementary row operation on the first column and then on the second column and then on the third column. So now starting with the first column, we see that there is 1, that we need 1 here, and there is already 1, so no need to change the first element. To change the second element to 0 and the third element to 0, so here we have 2, we have to make this 0, and 1, we have to make this 0. We can apply an elementary row operation multiplying a multiple of one row into the other row. So two operation I am applying here. So among them, the first operation is that we have to change this R2, means raw 2, this row, into the raw obtained from this. So raw 2 plus minus 2 times 0 1. This means 2 multiplied by minus 2 into 1 will be equals to 0 here. So we shall apply this elementary row operation. This is the first operation on the second row. So we see that here row 1 will be same because we are using this row. This is the row of the pivot element 1. This will be same. Now to get this 0 we shall apply this operation. So multiply minus 2 with this 1 and then add the result into the element 2. The 2 plus minus 2 into 1, this will be equals to 0. This is the first element. So this will be equals to 0. Similarly we have 4 in the second place, second element, and plus minus 2 into 0. This means 0 here from the first row of the second corresponding element. So this will be equals to 4 same. And then on the third element, so here we have 4, and then for the third element we have 1 on the third row, third element in second row, and then plus minus 2 into 3. So this will be equals to 1 minus 6 will be equals to minus 5. So this will be minus 5 here. Similarly, the third row will be same because we have not applied any operation on this third row yet. That is our second operation we shall apply on this third row. So now, so on the third row we have to make change on the third row. So I am writing this R3. This means I am going to change the third row by using the elementary row operation. That will be simply adding these two rows. So this will be R3 plus 1 times R1 or simply R1. So now the element will be same as in the first row because we are using this first row 103, and then second row we have obtained from here 0 4 minus 5, and now the changes which we will make after applying this elementary row operation to the third row, we will get 1 minus 1. That will be minus 1, sorry. So 1 minus 1 will be equals to 0, and then 3 minus 0 will be equals to 3, and then 0 minus 3 will be equals to minus 3. This is the second operation. Now remember the sequence. We shall apply the same sequence on this matrix to get the inverse. So now we have transform our first column of the matrix A into the column of the identity matrix. of the same order that we have here. Now we shall transform the second column into this column of the identity matrix. So we need 1 in the second row here in the place of 4 and then 0 here. So the first element 0 is same, so no need to transform this element. So to get 1 here, what we have to do? There are two things. If I subtract 3 from 4, I will get 1 here. This means R2 minus R3. And the other thing is that I shall divide this by 4. So that is easy to subtract. I will apply the operation simply Ra2 minus Ra3. So when you apply this operation Ra2 minus Ra3, the elements in the first row will be same. In the second row we will have 0, because 0 minus 0 will be same, and then 4 minus 0 will be equals to 1, and then minus 5 minus into minus 3 will be equals to plus 3, so 5 minus 5 plus 3 will be equals to minus 2, and then the third row will be same. Now I have to change this 3 into 0. So for that what I do, I have to change this row Ra3, and I have to make this element 0. So I shall apply the multiple of the second row into third row, and this will be Ra3 plus minus 3 times row 2. So now this will be equals to, so all the elements will be same, so just we shall make changes in the third row. So this will be the first element will be same, because R3 minus 3 times R2 will be same, 0 into minus 3 into 0 will be same 0, and then 3 minus 1 into minus 3, this will be equals to 0, and then minus 3 into minus 3 into minus 2 will be equals to, so let us see, we are applying the same operation, row 3 that will be equals to minus 3 plus minus 3 into minus 2. So this will be equals to minus 3 same, and then plus, because minus into minus will be plus, and then 3 into 2 will be 6. So here we have plus 3. So this will be plus 3. So here we have got our second column, which is now matching with the column of the identity matrix. So now we just make changes in the third column to get our first part or first step. So what we have to do, we have to transform this 3 to 1 and then change this 3 and minus 2 to 0. To transform this 3 to get our pivot element 1, we need to divide this 3 by or multiply it by 1 upon 3. So let us see how we can apply the operation. So now we shall change this raw 3 by multiplying raw 3 by 1 upon 3, a constant. Hence the elements we will have 1, 0, 3 in the first row, and then 0, 1 minus 2 in the second row, and 0, 0, 1 in the third row. So now just we have to replace 3 and minus 2 by 0. So for this we shall apply an operation, two operations. Now finally we shall apply these two operations number 6 and 7 to get the 3 to 0 and minus 2 to 0. So finally we will have the matrix A is equivalent to the matrix A after applying 7 sequence of elementary row operations. So now let us apply the same sequence of operation to the identity matrix A to get the inverse of the matrix. So let us see how we do this. So now here we have the identity matrix of order 3. We have to transform this matrix to the inverse of the matrix A using the sequence of 7 elementary row operations. So among them the first operation is that change the row 2 by applying the operation row 2 plus minus 2 times row 1. So now when you apply this operation, what we will have here, so these are the elements of the second row 0, 1, 0, and the elements of the first row are 1, 0, 0. Multiply this element by 2. So minus 2, this will be minus 2, and then 0 and 0, and finally add these two, you will get minus 2, 1 and 0. So this should be in the place of the second row. So here we have minus 2, 1, 0, and then first row will be same, and then third row will be same. This is after applying the first elementary row operation. Then the second operation we have that row 3 will be changed to row 3 minus row 1. So here we have the elements of the row 3, 0, 0, 1. This should be changed to the sum of these two. So this will be row 3 minus row 1. So elements of row 1 will be 1, 0, 0 from this matrix 1, 0, 0. So here we have minus 1, 0, 0 after applying this operation minus 1 R1. So now add these two, you will get minus 1, 0 and 1. So this should be placed in the third row. So here we have third row will be equals to minus 1, 0, 1. The first and second rows will be same from the leftover matrix. The last matrix we have minus 2, 1. This will be same. So now let us see what is our third operation. So the third operation is to change the row 2 by applying the operation row 2 minus row 3. So the elements of the row 2 we have here minus 2, 1 and 0 from the last matrix, and then element of the row 3 are minus 1, 0, 1, and then subtract by multiply by minus 1 you will get 1, 0, minus 1. So now add these two, we have minus 2 plus 1 will be equals to 1. So this will be placed in the result will be placed in the, so here we have the result of R2 minus R3. This will be equals to adding these two elements of minus 2 plus 1 will be equals to minus 1, and then 1 plus 0 will be equals to 1, and then 0 minus 1 will be equals to minus 1 in place of the row 2. So here we have minus 1 and then 1 minus 1. The elements of the first row will be same. The element of the third row will also be same. So now the next operation is to change the row 3, and then that is by operation of R3 minus 3 times row 2. So we have the elements in row 2 which are minus 1, 1, minus 1, and then elements in row 3 minus 1, 0, 1. So write the elements of the row 3 which are minus 1, 0, 1. The elements of row 2 are minus 1, 1 and minus 1. Multiplying by minus 3 we will have plus 3, and then minus 3, and then plus 3. So now add these two, you will get as the element of these two rows. So you will get from here 2 minus 3 and then 4. So write this element the place of the third row which are 2 minus 3 and then 4. The elements of the first and second row will be same from the last matrix which are 1, 0, 0, and then minus 1, and then 1 and minus 1 will be same in the second row. So now this was the 4 operation. So in similar manner, when we apply the remaining operation, so you will have the equivalent matrices in this way: 1 upon 3 row 3 in the row 3. The changes will be made here. So this will be equals to the elements of 1, 0, 0 in the first row will be same from the last matrix. Minus 1, 1 and minus 1 will be same elements of the second row from the last matrix, and then 2 divided by 3, and then we have minus 3 divided by 3 will be equals to minus 1, and then 4 divided by 3. This will be the elements of the third row after applying this fifth operation. So now let's apply the sixth and seventh operation. So here we will change the row 1 by applying the operation row 1 plus minus 3 times row 3. So elements of the row 1 will be changed only. The remaining two rows, second and third row, will be same from the last matrix. So there will be minus 1, 1 and minus 1 from the last matrix, the second row, and then third row will be 2 upon 3, and then minus 1 upon 3, minus 1, and then 4 upon 3. So here we have the elements of the first row which are 1, 0, 0 from the last matrix, that is here 1, 0, 0, and then minus 3 times row 3. So minus 3 multiplied by first element of row 3, 2 upon 3, and then minus 3 multiplied by second element of the row 3, and then minus 3 multiplied by the third element of row 3 from the last matrix. Simplify, so you will have 1, and then this will be cancelled out. We have 1 minus 1 minus 2 will be equals to minus 1, and then 0, and this will be equals to minus 3 into minus 1 will be equals to plus 3. So here we have plus 3, and then 3 will be cancelled, and then we have minus 4. So this should be the element in the first row. So here we have minus 1, 3 and minus 4. So now let us apply the last operation we have. The operation is row 2 will be changed to row 2 plus 2 times row 3. So the elements of the row 2 are, and 2 multiplied by the elements of the row 3 from the last matrix. So we have 2 into 2 upon 3, and then 2 into minus 1, and then 2 into 4 upon 3. So now add these two matrices, you will have minus 1 into minus 1 plus 4 upon 3, and then 1 minus 2, and then we have minus 1 8 upon 3. So this will be equals to 1 upon 3 minus 1 and 5 upon 3 in the second row. And this is our matrix which is the inverse of A. So we can indicate this matrix as A inverse. Now for the purpose of verification to see whether we have found the inverse which is correct. So for this we have to multiply these two matrices, the given matrix A with the inverse of this matrix A, and finally we shall get the identity matrix of the same order. So let us multiply these two matrices. Here we have the given matrix A and here we have the inverse of the matrix A. So when you multiply the first row of the matrix A to the first column, we will get the result of the first element of the product. So that will be equals to, so now multiplying the first row with the first column, we have the set of this element, first element, and similarly multiplying the first row with the second column, we have the second element of this product, and similarly multiplying the first row with the third column, we have the third element of the product. And similarly for the second element, first element of the second row, we have to multiply the second row of the first matrix A with the first column of the inverse of A, and then second row with the second column of the inverse of A to get the second element or the second row. Or similarly for third element of the second row, we have to multiply the second row with the third column of the matrix A inverse. So that is obtained using the multiplicative rule that we have already know. We have discussed this rule in the types of matrices, and by applying addition and multiplication of rules on the matrices. So I'm just not going to describe this each of these steps. So after multiplying these two matrices, we have this results. So now simplifying the sum, what we should have. So when you simplify, you will see that from the first element we have 1 minus 1 will be equals to minus 1, and then 0, and then we have 3 divided by 3 will be equals to 1 into 2 will be equals to 2. And similarly from the second element we will have 3 plus 0 minus 3, and then from here we have minus 4, and then 0, and then we have 4. Similarly for the second or the first element we will have minus 2, and then plus 4 upon 3, and then we have plus 2 upon 3. And similarly for second element or second row we have 6 minus 4 minus 1, and then from third element in the second row we will have minus 8, and then plus 4 into 5 upon 3 will be 20 upon 3, and then we have 4 upon 3 plus 4 upon 3. And similarly for the elements in the third row we will have minus 1, and then plus 1, and then 0, and then we have 3 minus 3 plus 0, and then finally we have minus 4 plus 5, and then plus 0. So when you simplify these elements, and you will get simply in the first element or the first row we will have minus 1 plus 2 will be equals to 1, and then we have 3 minus 3 will be equals to 0, and then 4 minus 4 will be equals to 0. Similarly simplifying the remaining elements of these remaining rows, so we have minus 2 plus 4 upon 3 plus 2 upon 3 will be 6 upon 3 will be equals to 3 upon 3, 6 upon 3 will be equals to 2, and then minus 2 will give you 0. And similarly the remaining element will be 1, 0, and 0, 0, 1. So there we see that the product is equals to the identity matrix I of the same order. So hence the inverse is correct. So now once we obtain the matrix inverse of the matrix A, now I leave this matrix B for you. Try yourself, find out the inverse of the matrix B by applying the sequence of elementary operation to transform this matrix to the identity matrix of the same order that is given here, and then apply the same sequence of operation to the identity matrix to get the inverse of the matrix B, and then also verify the product is correct or not, or the inverse is correct or not. Thanks for watching this video. So see you soon with the next lecture.